Alright, just Endgames, here we go. Right now I'm 1566, which means there's gonna be a lot of Rook Endgames. A Rook and Pawn, Rook versus Pawn, and Rook and Pawn versus Rook and stuff like that. And this one is tricky because you gotta stay out of the stalemate. So right now, as it stands, the white king is stalemated. So I need to do something about that. And what to do? Maybe I can play queen a6. I could play queen a6, then king b7, and then I get my king to c6, and the only move then is king a8, and then queen b7 is mate. I think I'm gonna do that. So that takes 3 moves longer to mate. Yeah, and now I go king c6 and then queen b7. Did I? Oh, I forgot the pawn. I forgot the pawn. Oh, of course, yeah. Now it just promotes. And that's a draw. Yeah. So what was the solution? Queen d7. And then king d6. And king... Oh, king c6, right? Well, that was weird. That was a weird problem. I don't really see... Okay, so queen d7. Yeah, because then there's only one move. Yeah, only move is king b8. And now you can bring the king in. And if promotes to a queen, then this is mate. Yeah. I got some chocolate milk here. And water. Yeah. I should have thought longer on that problem. Spent a little more time. And yeah, just play better. And here we have a rook endgame. Rook and a pawn versus a rook. So this is winning for white, obviously. There are no drawing problems in practice mode. But in mixed mode here on Chess Temple, there are drawing problems. So what we want to do now is to build a bridge with the king, with the pawn, and with the rook. So I can actually build a bridge right now with rook e1. And I can push the king to e7 and then play e6. So king e7 is completely safe because there are no checks from the rook. So I I can move the king, and I can, in the next move, move the pawn. So king e7, rook, yeah, maybe rook a2, and then e6. But if king e7 and then e6, and then I get checked by the 7th rank. But I still gain tempo on the... I'm not gaining a tempo, but I move the pawn. Yeah, I think I'll play king e6. I don't know, I can't see why. So there are no concrete threats against my king. If I play king e6, then either rook c2, b2, or a2. I mean, the check from the rook is annoying, but it's not a problem. I don't think it's a problem. So yeah, now I'm going e6. Maybe I'm going rook e1. No, that doesn't make any sense. If I go king e7, why would I go rook e1? No, that makes no sense. So I go e6, and then I go king f6, I guess. Or I go rook f1. No, rook f1 looks... I mean, the rook is good on g1 because it cuts off the black king entirely, and if I go king d7, check, and then I go king e8, and then rook e2, and then e7. I think I'll do that. Okay, now I can go e7. Or do I build a bridge? Do I build the bridge? That's the question. Do I go rook e1? Or e7? e7. Rook e1 or king e8, then just rook a8, and king e7, rook b7, and then I go king f6 maybe. I don't know if e7 is just a draw. Yeah, could be a draw. e7, and then what? Yeah, I think I'll play e7. And now I go king e8. king e8, and then rook somewhere. Where does the rook go when I play king e8? Where does it go? Does it go to e2? I guess it would have to go to e2. And then everything is just shut down. But now I've made some progress. Yeah, I made a lot of progress. Because now the king is in a good square. The pawn has moved. My rook is still not really in there. So I go rook f1 now. Or maybe I'm supposed to play do the rook lift with the f4 move, the 4th rank move. The 4th rank. The 4th rank? Or something else? Yeah, I can go king f8, but then rook f2. And then just king e8 again. And the rook g4. But then I get rook f2. Yeah, but I think I'm supposed to play this now. And then I go and stay on the 4th rank. Not moving the rook. Obviously moving the rook, but not from the 4th rank. So yeah, either rook f4 or rook d4. Rook f4, and then I can get king f8 in. Because then, yeah. I have to play rook f4, and then I can stay on the f-file. And, yeah, rook f4, king g5, rook f1. And if king g4, then I just play king f8, and I make up queen. Yeah, and now I go king f8, unless something is wrong. Something is wrong maybe, or something is right. So I go king f8, and then they go king a8, and then e8 queen, and then rook takes, and king takes. And then it's a winning endgame. Question is though, do I try to keep the queen? Or is that just not possible at all? I think that king f8 yeah, I think king f8 is okay now. And now I make the queen. And there is no stalemate either. Okay. That's a rook and pawn endgame. Hopefully we'll get something else. Oh, oh no. I'm gonna fail this problem. I don't know how to do this type of problems. Oh, this is so hard. Maybe I'm just supposed to take the pawn and then the problem ends. I hope that's the thing. Because if I have to checkmate with a bishop and a knight, I'm gonna be... yeah, I'm gonna take forever. I don't think I'm technically good enough to checkmate with a bishop and a knight in under... what's the 50 move rule? Is it 50 moves or is it 60? It's 50 moves without taking a piece. And then there is automatic draw. Is that a rule? I think it's 50. I've never played in a real chess tournament, so I don't know how these kinds of rules are. Only played on the web, and on the web things go so fast that I just can't pay attention. So yeah, I'll just hope that this problem is taking the pawn, and then the end. Then it's just the end. So I'll have to move the knight, and I have to move the knight into place. Yeah, and now we just take the pawn. This problem is just taking a pawn, and then it ends. Because if I have to checkmate with a bishop and a knight, it's just... yeah, I'm nowhere near as good as I can be to make that checkmate. I don't know how to checkmate with a knight and a king bishop. I tried though, but I don't really... I'm feeling like I'm flying blind when I do that. So I'm just taking the pawn, and then it ends, hopefully. And there is no stalemate because of king g8. Yeah, so that's a 1636 problem. Okay, so I'm 1570 and that's 1636. You see how highly rated these types of problems are? There's like almost 100 points of difference. Or not 100, but like a 60-point difference. So it's kind of, you know, not negligible difference. Yeah, I'm really glad that it ended there. So now it's another rook endgame. It's a rook and a pawn. But this time the rook is... the white rook is... yeah, it's out of the play, out of the game. It's not where it should be. I really want the rook behind my pawn. But the king is okay, so... But the thing is, if I play... king g7... king g7, and then I try to get king g7, and then I try to get g6. King g7, and then does black play rook g2 then? How does black stop the pawn? King g7, rook g2, and then pawn to g6. Or do I play rook b6 first? Because if I play rook b6, then there is no king f6. But if I play king g7, then there is f6, and then I play g7, g6. Is that it? King g7, king g7, king f5, g6, g6, and maybe then rook to g2. But then I have rook b6. I think I'm pretty safe there. Yeah, now do I go here? Or do I check with the rook? If rook b6, then king f5 and then king g6. Or do I just go g6 right away? King... No, I can't move the king. I can go to g6 though. But that looks pointless. Just going back and forth. So g6 and then rook g5 and then I go yeah, what do I do then? No, I think I'll definitely play g6. And I can go king g8. Nothing wrong with that. And I can go king g8, and then I go king g8, then rook g4, and then no, I can't. Do I want to get the rook behind the pawn? But I can't do that right now. So I can't go to the G file yet because of rook G4. And then I'm just cut off. But I think I can go king G8 and then G7 because there are no checks. King G8, rook G5, G4, G7, and then king F6. But then I go rook B6, check. I'll hand in my solution. And yeah, now I go G7. Huh. Do I go G7? Am I getting... So if I go G7 and then he goes king G6, then I go... Huh. G7 and then king G6 and then... But then I have rook B6 check and king has to go back. So I can gain a tempo on that. Yeah, I think I'm pretty safe. Yeah, and now I go think I go... Did not expect that. I'm thinking maybe rook b8. Not king h7. Not king h8. And not king f8 because of rook c8 mate. Okay, maybe I go rook b6 now. Rook b6 and then king f8. Rook b6 and then king h8? No. Rook b6, king g6 and then king f8. Huh. Yeah, I think I'll go rook b6 now. But I can't go king f8 or king... I can go king... Maybe I go rook b8. Because then there is no... Then there is no rook c8 mate. But the question is if the king goes to g6. Right now it can't go to g6 and that's good. So I want to keep it away from g6. So I gotta keep it away from g6 and then... Yeah, I gotta keep the king away from g6. Because if the king goes to g6 and the rook gets to c8, that's checkmate, and I want to avoid that. But the question is, do I stay in the 6th rank? Do I stay on the 6th rank? Or... Because I can't go king f8 and I can't go king h8 because of the rook checks. But maybe the rook check is part of the game. Rook b8. Rook b8 and then king f7. Rook b8, king f7. Yeah, I think I'll have to play rook b8 to prevent rook c8. No, okay, now it gets to king. The king gets to g6. Yeah, don't do that. Don't make the king go to g6. Now I may go rook a6 or rook d6. Rook e6, rook d6, no. Is it rook a6? No. Because king h8 and king f8, they look really bad. How do I avoid the rook checks? I don't think I can. So no matter what I play now, so as it stands, the rook can go to c8. If I move the king, it can always check the king. So, hey, did I play rook b8 previously? I don't think so. Yeah, I may just go rook e6 now. And then I go... Ugh, I gotta stay on the 6th rank. King h8, then rook h4. If rook e8, if rook e8, then rook f8. Rook e8, yeah. Rook e8, and then my point is rook f8, and then I occupy the f file. But I can go also rook e8, rook f8, but then rook g4 maybe. Rook e8, rook f8, and obviously not rook takes f8. So the rook has to move away. Yep, I'll play rook e8. And then rook f8, and then rook g4. But now I'll... No, I miscalculated. Yeah, rook e8 now. I messed this up. Yeah. I messed this one up. So let's just end it there. Rook g2, okay. And now rook h2. And then rook h6. And now the pawn. Okay, now the pawn is protected. And now the pawn is protected, and I can go king h8. And now just winning, yeah. Well, okay, that's a lot of rook endgames. And yeah, if you made it all the way through the end, thank you for watching, and